So, we are on to the third game for this evening. It is called Actual Sunlight. Let me just change it in game thingy. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I'll set up and run it now. So, just a heads up, this game runs in a very small window. And there is not a lot I can do about that, so if I can't read it, not my fault. Okay. Welcome to Actual Sunlight. I don't know how well this game is going to go, but we'll see. We'll soon find out, won't we? Okay. English. I think we'll stick with English. Please note, Actual Sunlight deals with extremely mature themes, including depression and thoughts of suicide. Ooh. And Monday Night Indie was supposed to be fun. Oh well. Jeez, what's happening with my webcam? It always does this when I try and run, like, a screen thing. Anyways. Player discretion is strongly advised, and this game is not appropriate for players under the age of 18. So if you're under the age of 18, stop watching now. You can come back, I was just pretending. Do you want to continue? Of course, sure. Let's see what you got, game. Why kill yourself today when you could masturbate tomorrow? Wow, it didn't take long. It didn't take long. Oh. Okay. By Evan Winter. Hey, dude. I know what you're thinking. Why keep getting up? Day in and day out. Even though your life is going nowhere? Nah, you just turn it off and go back into bed. No raises, no promotions, no hope, no future. And let's face it, no love. No love for Dad. Oh, fucking alarms, man. Swear to God. But don't feel bad for yourself. Feel bad for exploited immigrants and who have their fingers shattered while stocking shelves on the graveyard shift at monolithic retailers. Sorry, it's really hard for me to read because it is so small. Feel bad for the soldiers of pointless wars who have their arms blown off by IEDs. Feel bad for the arthritic, long-haul truck drivers who need every firm grasp they have left for the dark roads and bottom-crashing races ahead. Okay. No matter how bad things get, none of these people can live with a life that you can. A life of pathetic, dick-punching resignation. Wow. Dick-punching. That's... I haven't heard that one in a while. You've always got Jill, though. You are lucky. You have food, you have water, and you have shelter. Shelter that specifically includes at least one room with a locking door. An internet connection, and a computer you don't share with your elderly parents. No king leaves you too exhausted from one type of hammering to indulge in another. No bishop tells you to bash yours. Not to bash your... Not to bash yours. There has never been a better time in the history of mankind to be completely, cripplingly, devastatingly alone. And yet here you are, thinking about giving up on giving up on the good times, not realizing that you still have so much to live for, that there are still so much to jerk off to. I like masturbating. After all, the world is alive. Alive with people, fat, shallow, and as broken as you are. Damn. Alive with beautiful women that have been lied to all their lives. Who get on buses bound for pornography. Bound for your pornography. Alive with the seething sadness of all our broken dreams. And I hope that you read these words and realize that there is still so much inside of you. Just waiting to come out of your penis. By jerking off. I hope you promise yourself to live to see that day and that you truly fall in love at first sight. Lock your eyes onto another you've waited a lifetime to see. Hit the pause button. Take a deep breath and know what it would be like to be wanted. Even if it isn't just for the right reasons. By anybody. If only for a moment. And I need a drink of water. Get up already, you lazy man. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. Doctor, why did you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. every morning, Why did you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. every morning, even though you would never get up for it? Why hit snooze for 2 hours? Patient. I wanted to start exercising. I mean, look at me. I'm so fat. I had to. Then why didn't you? I don't know. I guess the night before you feel like tomorrow will be different. Every night you think, tomorrow is the day you're gonna do it. Start exercising. Start everything. Use arrow keys to move either in direct. Try everything. X to save and quit. And F5 to do nothing, because we're not going. Gotcha. Look at this little man. A Sony e-reader. Definitely obsolete by now. Creative Writing 497Y, University of Toronto. Instructor Evan Winter. First day lecture notes. The first thing you should know about being a writer is that it will turn you into a person who will find every excuse not to write. In fact, like many things in life, the more you want it to happen, the stupider about it you will get. A lot of people will never relate to this. A lot of people don't know what it's like to be to badly want something that very few people will never get to have. And I'm not talking about money or fame, obviously. Everybody wants that. I'm talking about the desperately felt desire to say something that is painful, in a way that is both beautiful and true. But without discipline, this desire will melt you into a crazy, miserable shithead. Shit for brains. I will give you an example. I remember when I decided that enough was enough, and that I was finally going to get serious about becoming an author. I went straight to the nearest bookstore to buy every book about writing that I could get my hands on. I was prepared to do anything, absolutely anything, except actually sit down and write. There were so many books that I felt I had to read before I could attempt to write anything, that I bought a $300 e-reader instead of actually trying to carry them all home. Of course, I also planned to actually read all the books that I had supposedly read in school. That e-reader sat on my nightstand and collected dust for years. Sorry I don't sound very Canadian, everyone. My iPad, I keep it plugged in over here. Transcript late night show, guest Evan Winter. Host, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking to the author and comedian Evan Winter about his breakout success. Now we don't have too many writers on the show. But what do you think has become a bit different about your life since all of this happened? Well, I used to sleep with an iPad. I'm gonna turn this up a bit so you guys can hear the canned laughter. What exactly do you mean sleep with? As in you hold it close? Well, it wasn't that intimate, but spreading out with it was definitely the only reason I needed a queen-size bed. Oh, ba-dum-tsh. Ba-dum-tsh. Right. So, now you would presumably sleep with women? Yes! In fact, every woman. Women, definitely women. I mean, not every night, but a normal amount, a regular amount. Exactly, I'm a normal person now, and I'm good with that. You know, you sound like you were already married. I would love to get married. Marriage works. People always seem to think I wouldn't be up for it, but I totally am. Maybe it was all that sleeping with the iPad. Good stuff. Assembly Instructions Sawdust Dresser by Evan Winter. 1. Attempt to open the box. 2. Cut a hole in the box. 3. Put your junk in said box. 4. Make her open the box. And that is how you do it. 1. Attempt to open the box. Fail to do so. And rip up corrugated cardboard into pieces until dresser parts are exposed. 2. Consider instance of two-person assembly to be the personal indictment of character. Whoa, shit. Consider insistence of two-person assembly to be a personal indictment of character and discrimination towards sad loners. Mutter homophobic indecencies about the uppity Scandinavians and their perfect little shoebox existences. 3. Figure out that the assembly of the dresser will actually require tools, and not just a syringe-thin Allen key. Run downstairs to a convenience store that thrives and overprices sundries for emasculated condiment man. Condiment. God, you've beaten me, game. I cannot say the word. Man children. Let's just go with that. Buy a knockoff Chinese screwdriver 3 times normal retail price. 4. Assemble dresser. Periodically stopping to drink alone and stretch a re-aggravated lower back injuries. 5. Screw up assembly at the very end such that the drawer looks completely fine, but drawers are fixed in place and do not actually open. 6. Turn screwdriver structure around completely, exposing rear side of the dresser. Remove the top drawer completely, rendering entire drawer as a giant open hole. Realize that nobody will probably ever see how fucked up that is. That it wouldn't be a criteria if any girl was actually willing to come here in the first place, and that you're probably just going to have to leave all your clothes hanging over furniture or stuck in the dryer anyways. Holy shit, that hit a little too close for home, that one. Step 8, live with it. My God, chat, you're going off the rockers tonight. What's going on here? Dick punching resignation. Oh. Yeah, I agree with everything written in chat so far. Alright, let's see what the computer has to say about being a computer. Alright, well let's... Oh wait, no. Let's save. Review. Awake. There's something awful forms. Jesus Christ. By Red Winter 47. I'm posting this review because I think that the community that has built up around this game is nothing but a moronic circle jerk. People have taken the fact that it has some false sliver of artistic credibility and blown it out to ridiculousness as a way of feeling better about something that we all know is true about video games. that they are shitty, as a shitty anesthetic way that we have spent our shitty anesthetized lives. It is not the great game that has 10 different endings that require over 100 hours of average playtime to see. That's just a way of making you feel like you could be special, which is exactly what you never have. Right? This is not romantic that the game deals with broad themes of loneliness and despair. You are actually alone, you're actually in despair. You know that there is nothing romantic about it. None of it includes a longing gaze in the moonlight. It's just pizza pops and preservation until you have a stroke and your parents spend their retirement looking after you. Finally, it is not filled with rich, textured characters whose relationships and dialogues will pull you out at your heartstrings. It is hours of endless drivel and proffers completely childish conceptions of intimacy and togetherness for the soul and pandering prospect of tricking you into fake warmth. Wow. Of delusionally believing that you relate to something that you only wish you did. And you believe these things because you are nothing. You will never read a book that didn't have a dragon or a laser gun on the cover. True. You live in a filthy dark room with a laptop and a soda-strained mousepad. Incorrect, good sir. My mousepad is a Magic the Gathering playmat. Yes. And you play awake. Not because it's about human beings, but because you desperately wish you were a human being in the first place. But you are not. You are not the hero. You are the monster. User was banned for this post. Reason: too long, didn't read. Faggot. That is something awful in a nutshell. So tired. Oh, I guess I go back to bed then, huh? From Junior Assistant Executive Administrator CEO Office, the Director Corporate Communications. Subject, no subject. We would like to look at the transcript below and develop new messaging for trans-situational compensation interviews by Cobb. Program is excellent. So this problem is obviously in how your shop is telling HR to pitch it. Begin transcript. HR VP, thanks for coming in this morning, Evan. Candidate. Closed door. Sure. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. Time and time again, I've said one thing that we need in this company besides our top executive talent are young people. Young people who don't just go back to the bed instead of waking up. Young people who don't just walk around in a trance like they have no future. Young people who won't let their peers down whenever, even when they're asked to do more with less. Sounds like it'd be a shame to use young people like that. I couldn't agree more. That is why I really hope you'll consider staying on with us, even though your compensation package will be transitioning from a direct model to an experimental one. Of what now? A new perspective. An opportunity to really show us what you're made of. I just want to be completely clear on this. You're talking about no money, right? Well, the philosophy that we're embracing is something new that we call life stage-based compensation. We want to hone in what exactly the needs are for each employee groups based on their current life phase. So, for an employee of your age and demographic profile, we know that what you're really looking for is mentorship, energy drinks, and very, very high quantity of work that will really give you an exposure to the professional environments that you're looking for. I'm 28 years old. I'm not sure what demographic profile you're thinking I fit into. There are lots of factors there. I mean, There are people here who have families to support, and you'll no doubt recall from our mission and vision statements, this is a family company. Wow, bro. I watched 3 people I know have young children here with boxes this morning. Leave with boxes this morning. That's exactly why they were simply released. It would have been irresponsible for us to offer them a transitional opportunity. We care enough to get them out of here and get back in the search for a paying position as quickly as possible. They have people who need them. Do you? Holy shit. Damn! Whew. Wow. And I'm just gonna stand on my bed all day. No. That was years ago. I gotta get up with my life. Gotta put on my clothes. Shit, I did it again. Skipoo. Come on. Okay. Alright. I screwed my back up a long time ago. Now I have this fancy chair, which is probably screwing it up even more. A PS3. The only reason I even own a TV. Holy fucking shit. I sort of use this de facto garbage bin for everything that won't actually rot. It's full of plastic bags from shopping drug mart at the moment. Never use this. I'll take a shower first. I don't think I'll go to work until I take a shower and have something to eat. Alright, fine, we'll take a shower. This place may be disorganized, but there are some things you gotta keep clean. Patient transcript, Evan Winter. Doctor, what is your earliest... I thought it said, what is your earliest memory of dicking yourself? What is your earliest memory of disliking yourself? When I was 15 or 16, I shaved for the first time. My skin had a vicious reaction to it. Red everywhere. My neck, my jawline were completely covered in huge bumps and rashes. I didn't come out of my room for hours. I hate looking in mirrors or being in pictures to this day. Are you sure it wasn't just poor technique? People always ask that, or at least look like they're thinking it. But no, I tried everything. It's like a piano wire stabbing into your face, but from the inside out. And it survives beyond a 4-figure shotgun. What? Okay. And what happened after you came out? Nothing really, but I knew what it meant. This was high school. You saw those kids with horribly scarred acne, and it wasn't like... And it isn't like this looked any better. From then on, I knew I was going to be one of those guys that girls would look away from for the rest of my life. Wow. I feel like I should put on some music. That would be a very painful thing to believe. I guess it was the first time that I realized that you just get dealt a shitty hand. Yeah. That there could be something wrong with you. And that no matter what, you would never be able to do anything about it. In a way, I think you were lucky to get as far as you did without learning that. Oh, think of all the reasons in the world you could have learned that sooner. Reasons that could have been much worse. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about that. You only live your life as yourself. Alright. Take a shower? Sure. Gotta get wet. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. Doctor. Do you ever have suicidal thoughts? What? You mean, like, right now? Are you implying there is a situations where you ordinarily would? I don't know. A decision like that seems more like a responsibility than I could ever take for myself. Sometimes I stand in the shower for a long time and slowly turning up the temperature of the water until it hurts. Eventually, My body seems to adjust to the pain, and I turn it up again and again and again, and till it hurts so much I can't go any further. And you think about killing yourself in this way? By burning yourself? I'm not really saying that I think that well, I'm not saying that I think that this is what suicide is. I just know what suicide is like. So you think about suicide more than you actually have any specific plans to commit suicide yourself? Is that correct? I guess. How often do you think about these things? A lot. How long have you been thinking this way? A long time. And how does thinking about why you want to do it make you feel this way? Frustrated? Tired? Hopeless? Reminiscent? Fuck. Damn. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Sure. Seems like a good time. I've got a lot of things due today. I'd better eat something and get to the orifice. Epilogue to the weight loss book I wrote one day. I will one day write. By Evan Winter. Before I wrote this book, I had reached to the point where all I ever thought about was food. My life went from joking that nothing but pizza would give me relief to life, in which it was actually true. Do you know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing that eating something terrible is the only happy thing that's going to happen to you all day? You kill yourself at some horrific job that you're lucky to have, and when it's all over, all you want to do is forget about it. People say you could just stop, but you're so huge by now that you realize you would have stopped all those years and years on end. And that even then you'd still not be good enough for anything or anyone. And by the time you do it, who can even say if anyone will be left? So you make a few attempts over the years because part of you thinks that it would be a completely normal person if your weight didn't disqualify you from being in the first place. Sometimes it even goes well. But in the end, you're still miles behind. And that one shitty feel-good thing you've always had starts calling you. It's calling you when you realize that she isn't interested. It's calling you when you realize that you're out with people who don't have to live this way just to be normal. It's calling you when you have to go and eat with your parents. You realize what a disappointment you are to them. What a waste of all that energy you were. All the time, it's calling you. Why did I turn off vibrate? Hello? Hello? Everything is great, Mom. Yeah, of course I'll have dinner with you guys this weekend. We can eat whatever you want, it doesn't matter to me. I gotta go to work, Mom. I don't know what's going on with either of them. No, I know. Okay, bye. What a bitch. No, I'm not tired at all, man. I'm gonna be playing Borderlands after this. It's gonna be great. Don't go to the roof. Oh shit, I went to the roof. I thought I had something to eat here, but I guess not. I'll get something on the way. Yep, let's leave the apartment. Do you want to save your game? Yeah, sure, why not? In case I accidentally kill myself on the way to work. So that would be pretty bad. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. So I can go to the roof. Bobby. Alright, let's go to the roof. Nice, it's nice and windy up here. I have to go to work. Have to go to work. Well, not killing myself today, apparently. That's alright. We can do it tomorrow. Yes, I will save the game. We'll go to the street this time. What the fuck are you doing? Christmas Bullshit by Evan Winter. Holy shit. When I think of what it would mean to be grown up, I have an unshakable impression of going home for Christmas Eve with my wife and my infant children. There are 3 of them, they all equally infantile. But they're not triplets. It's snowing outside, even though it never snows on Christmas Eve in Toronto anymore. And as my parents open the front door that I just knocked on with one of those big brass things, even though they've never had one, and obviously I don't know what it's called, the heavenly aroma of an industrial bakery licks us across the face with its big sloppy tongue. All of this, though, my wife is so hot. She looks like a compilation of every girl who ever wasted my time. My father hands me a cigar and gives me the good news. We're both amazing at playing the acoustic guitar. It's a Christmas miracle. Later on that evening, I'm sitting in my bed with my wife, and she tells me that she'll always love me, and that we will never die. That's all I ever think about when I think of having kids. How much of a failure I am that I cannot cause the world to have that I have described here to exist. All of that from looking at a kid, huh? Please read this if you are a young person, by Will O'Neill. If I ever have a fear about putting this project out, just someone who is in the midst of a difficult time growing up will see this game and think about what it applies to them. I'm not going to say that I was not like you. I probably was. I've struggled with feelings of anger and depression since I was young. No more than 12 or 13 years old. I don't need to get into what the problem's caused by that they still are, but I think things happening in this game make them pretty clear. It's also pretty clear where all of this is headed. But listen, the fact that you're young means that life means in and of itself that you will still have a lot of time to change things. That doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want, but I promise you can do a lot better than you will if you give over to your despair. It's when you get into your late 20s and early 30s, like the protagonist of this game, and like me, holy shit, is this actually the person who wrote this game writing this, and that a lot of choices you made earlier can start to come seriously into play. A lot of doors will begin to close, and a lot of things will start to go on without you, and I've been the way I am my entire life. But let me tell you something. It's different now. And I can see that things will only ever get more difficult over even more time. In the end, that's what this game is about. An end game. Somebody whose pain has slowly risen in the excess of their ability to deal with it. Somebody whose options have become totally disconnected from the fantasies and regret that they can't turn away from. This is not a game. This game is not a game, it's a portrait. I've created it to document something that I think is human and beautiful and real, and if you appreciate that, great. That's what art is. But don't get it twisted. It's about a 30-something corporate dead-ender with no youthful energy, no people his own age who haven't moved on in life that he can turn to, and no time or money left to change or undo those things. I don't care how fucked up you think your life is. If you aren't at least 25, that ain't you. So don't you fucking dare. Alright then. Let's carry on with the game, because YOLO. Oh. Service every 10 minutes, please. No other construction like this. Even though it's better than the piece of the Gardner Expressway falling on your head, I guess I'll get something from the cart to hang out for a while. Whew! Oh, man, I need to drink water. My throat is parched. Doctor, do you even understand that? In many, many ways, you're very fortunate. What do you mean? You've had access to an education and security. You're a white male. One. There's a great deal of privilege intertwined with nearly everything about who you are. Holy shit. I don't know. I feel like an awful lot of, look like a member of a club in a name and sight only. I don't have some friend with a cottage. I've never participated in any mud-based fitness challenge. That is too good. And there are no adorable blondes meeting me for blind dates at ironic board game cafes. Those aren't the type of advantages I'm talking about. I know. But they're the type of advantages that education and security makes worth having in the first place. Aren't they? What would you even change if I had lived some kind of card life for $7 an hour? Oh, damn. Like that video game card life. Ooh. What do you think? I think it would just, I would just mean being openly rejected by the type of people who only pretend to accept me now. And isn't that worth something? All I'm talking about is being something, but not being a part of it. Coffee? Fruit? Thanks. You have a great day. The only problem with this game is, like, the main character is so well drawn out, and then they got, like, just standard RPG Maker people alongside of it. Yeah. Whew. Display all balances. Let's check it out. Checking balance, $2,938.42. Saving balance, 0. Local balance, blah, blah, blah. Payment overdue. Okay. Just big ol' eyeballs. My career passion is not to be stabbed by a homeless guy. By Evan Winter, uncertified life coach. When you sit down to do your daily 1-hour personal career goal, time-out, focus, attention, affirmation session, what amps you to the max? What motivates you to engage and take it to the next level? I mean, we all like to imagine the possibility and of prosperity for everyone. Or at least everyone in our... God, I know this word. Fuck. With a similar education background... I'm just gonna skip that word. Okay. But some people are winners, whereas others are merely honest. In the past, it was relevant for people to look at their professional arc a lot differently. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What's your type of commute or living environment rarely meets your personal needs? What sort of retirement solution are you envisioning? And how would you like to see your defined benefit pension plan invested? Today, however, The good news is none of these questions matter today. It is simply sufficient to ask yourself, ask if you would or would rather not drink yourself to sleep on a vent every night. Nobody likes a 2-hour commute. But would you rather walk 17 blocks in the dead of winter for a cup of soup? Nobody appreciates the inability to visit the dentist. But would you rather get your teeth clubbed out by a disgruntled police officer? And the people on the top, they wonder how they ever lost the plot to begin with. Why did we give anyone anything? They say. Why didn't we just ask them if they'd rather be stabbed? Be a stabbed homeless guy. I don't know what to say, but I want to give him something. Thanks, pal. You got a smoke? No. Sorry, man. Alrighty then. Wait for the bus. Take a streetcar to work? Hell yeah. Authenticity. Ethnicity. That's the word. Ethnicity. I'm not sitting right next to somebody. Holy shit, dude. Are you fucking serious, bro? Oh my god, Michael Jackson. He stares ahead. I'm not sitting right next to somebody. Hey, excuse me. All Strangers Are Entrepreneurs by Evan Winter. Hi. I noticed that you made eye contact with me for like half a second, and then immediately regretted it. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a fucking asshole. I'm disgusting. Do I want to talk to you because I sincerely cherish a genuine sense of community and goodwill towards men? Nope. I am an absolute loser, bothering one stranger after another in awkward revelation of my own failure. I'm looking for someone to become my downline in a multi-level marketing scheme. I think you ought to change religions. I'm one of those charity people who used to wear an apron, so people would know to avoid me. I want to ask you out to coffee. Rub your shoulders with the dirty sleeves of my lean jacket, infect your pores, and then try to have sex with you and realize that I'm unemployed. Before you realize that I'm unemployed. I'm a legitimately horrible and sad person that you could one day be like. The one dumb story happened to. The one a dumb story happened to. The one that got a DUI. And then they found weed in my car, plus the money I stole from work. My family is dead and I have no friends, and I'm desperate for anybody to talk to, even though I have nothing to say and nobody likes me. I think gargoyle worms, fat ones, skinny ones, long ones, thin ones, worms that squim and squirm. Yeah, I don't remember the rest of that song. Or maybe you would like me, but you don't want to know. I'm that weird. Bitter asshole who barks at cashiers and hits on waitresses and holds up the universe. But I'm a human being, and there is nothing that I can do to make God stop loving me. Everywhere I go, I tell a few people who I can barely stand the exact same thing. That everyone is just way too uptight about talking to strangers. Even though I'm exactly the reason that nobody actually wants to. Then I say, chill out, bro. And then I fucking do an ollie with a skateboard while drinking a Mountain Dew. Or some other extreme dated piece of slang that solidifies me as even more creepy. This is when you realize I'm trying to look at your boobs. Or your shoes. Or that I don't have the confidence to meet you at eyeline. And that some instinct dawns on you that says, hey, your shoelace is untied. Oh, thanks. I spend the next 45 minutes picking up my spaghetti. Turn up the headphones and wait? Nah. Alright. Wonderful, blah, blah, blah. I have had lots of people try and have sex with me as they come to my door. After I paid them, obviously. There isn't much to say about what I do for a living. We're just like everyone else. Do we work in marketing? In finance? For the government? For the people? For good? For evil? Does it matter? No matter what. If we can make money off of it and you ask us if we can do it, we'll say yes. If you ask us what we do is effective, then the middle managers who hired us, whose job security depends on us having been effective, will tell you yes. If you ask us what we do is important, we'll point you in the direction of the media channel that makes a living off reporting on our industry, and then we'll say yes. A lie that everybody can pay their mortgage with a lie that everyone can pay their mortgage with becomes the truth faster than you would believe. But in the end, we're really just a bunch of white people pushing piles of money around in circles. Damn. While reality occurs in parts unknown. We go to conferences and the maids break their backs cleaning our hotel rooms. We eat at restaurants while the cooks trip and immolate such blistering oil. Janitors have heart attacks buffering floors on a grave shift for 30 years, and all of this for what? Networking, best practices, leadership. We don't let anyone into the network, and we don't practice anything. And we don't lead anyone anywhere but someplace fucked up, where we get paid and they get dick. Jeez, what type of industry does he work in if they're getting dick? Then everyone goes home for their jobs the same ways anyways, doing exactly whatever some boss wants. So who are we and what do we do here? We send emails, we go to meetings, we hope that one day to get high enough to become invincible and be rewarded even when we fuck everybody and everything up. Sometimes I think, could I go my whole career without doing a single useful material thing? Did a street sweeper eclipse my social utility the day he picked up a piece of gum? Man. This is Russell. He's like a less successful version of my brother. Whereas my brother gets paid handsomely to do basically nothing and can hire all the lawyers and accountants in the world to defend it, Russell has mastered the limited middle-class version of this, being a psychopathic little shithead. He works from home, so much that he does not even bother having a desk anymore. In fact, he rarely even shows up to the office to watch sports highlights on the plasma screen that we bought to facilitate better team collaboration. He's the kind of person whose enthusiasm is so factile and transparent that everything he says to you feels like an insult to your intelligence, assuming you have any. When it's all over and everyone who actually does anything has been completely outsourced, the Russells of the world will be the last men standing in the corporate megaverse. They'll be on the conference calls to their bosses in China, going on and on about how everything is great. Just great, except for the following people who have really let them down. Yeah, they're just basically not hitting it. They're not getting it. I'm just looking at all this stuff and geez, I don't know. It's just not right. But what do you guys think? What's up, bro? Yeah. Bateman was, if I remember correctly, he just worked in a lawyer firm that his dad owned, or something. He didn't really do anything. He just kind of existed. And the only reason why he existed was because he wanted to fit in. If I remember correctly. What's up, bruh? Nothing, man. Hey, can you ask your brother if he's interested in that thing I told him about? What thing? Trust me, bro. He'll know what I mean. It's an amazing opportunity. Cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but I'll let him know. Fuck. Yeah. All right. Do you reckon this is the girl he likes over here? The redhead? Hey, massage me. Hey, message me. Missing local logging in online. Sorry, it's just too early in the morning to have Natasha glaring at me. Sure. What's up, babe?
Nothing. What did you do all weekend? Did you go out?
On Friday, yeah. I went to the Jackson right after work until 3 in the morning. Do remember it and never meant to. Don't start.
I'm starting. You live downtown Toronto, have all the free time in the world, and you go to a sports bar in a chain hotel. Why are you even alive? Smiley face.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not into the hipster bullshit.
What hipster bullshit? You mean cool and interesting places?
Drinking is drinking. What's the difference?
Between sales, convention, tourists, and the people your own age? Is that a serious question? And I'm not a hipster. Even if saying so proves it.
No kidding. Tori spends all these weekends testing myths. Yeah. Your parents aren't nearly rich enough.
If you hate money, I can help you with that.
All I'm saying is that the worst thing about nice things are the people who can afford them.
Nice things would get you better, would be better off with you.
I don't know, it's just sad.
But you love being sad.
It's cool to be sad. It's hip to be square. It's triangle to be sad.
No, it isn't. It's just sad.
Oh, damn. Transgrid Late Night Show in progress. Guest, Evan Winters. Host, I mean, I'm a little surprised that you aren't going out with all these kind of chicks. Well, for a long time, women really only hurt me. I mean, it wasn't their fault and all. It really just was a natural outcome of everyone who looks like me being interested in them. You weren't doing too well, huh? You have to understand what it does to a person to wrap that emotion, to warp that emotion for so long. It turns something that is supposed to be beautiful into nothing but a signal of imminent misery. Well, we all know what that can be like. No, I actually don't think we all do. Most people, they win some, they lose some, and it's just some fucking song on the radio. That's a lot different from knowing for certain that your love is something that is going to hurt people you care about. And it'll only hurt you too. Still, you've got to try, bro. No. The only thing you gotta try is never feel a goddamn thing for everyone. Because you don't want to make them feel awkward. And you damn sure don't want their pity. So what do? Nothing, really. I dick punch myself all night. You try to be cool until you can't stand it anymore, and then you just stop talking to them. Boy, you're a real pal. Oh, I know. And believe me, realizing that you can either be a bad guy or a non-guy... Or a non-guy? I don't get that. Is the point where you stop talking to women completely. Oh. So you stopped talking to women? You were attracted to completely? Well, sometimes you meet somebody and you just, well, don't have a choice. Maybe all that pain seems worth going through all over again. Maybe you think things will be different this time. No. You know it'll be better than that. You just... I don't know. I know it's really stupid, and I know it isn't even true, but I really, really love her. Well, we'll be back right after these messages with Evan Winter, the stupid liar. Evan? Sorry. What? Can you come to the meeting tomorrow? What? Oh, sure. You're too funny. Tori, I try to work. Please be quiet. Sorry, Natasha. Oh no, Evan, you don't worry. What? What a bitch. Alright, let's see what this guy wants. Later, bro. Later, bro. The well-informed and worthwhile opinions that can fill the trash can agencies around the world. By Evan Winter. I like the idea of having sentiments that specifically talk about the impact of our product has on the customers. But how are we really telling our brand story? This is still an image of an inanimate object. Really needs to have a stronger sense of movement throughout. This line of meaningless rhetoric. Is it rhetoric? Yes, rhetoric. In this thing that is fundamentally about absolutely nothing, really isn't adding any value. I saw this thing last night in a movie and I loved it. Our thing would be just as good. Because even our budget is a 16th of what it took to create that. I can still remember when it was only half. Okay, here's the deal. I don't like this thing. I don't have any reason for disliking it. I dislike the way that certain people don't like pickles. Mate, I fucking hate pickles. I think pickles are disgusting. Or reggae. It's just idle preference. I don't go to school for marketing. I had to write the first time? Oh, okay. Or advertising or design or writing anything like. I just got a job at a corporation one day and they decided to shove me here because I figured that at least it would have a hard limit to how much damage I can do. Another possibility is that I'm actually very intelligent, but I'm in the wrong gender or ethnicity. Hey, I said it right this time. And I need to be put somewhere prominent, but ultimately harmless. Either way, I've either come to care that my actions are devoid of any rationale, or even more dangerously, than I believe my intuitions represent something of a natural capability. I've either always been like this, or consequently started my own company because I was incapable of working for somebody else. Or it happened to me after being promoted to a high level enough that people just stopped bothering to disagree with you. So, you know, I'm just not sure about the blue. Wow. Okay. I think that is a great place to leave this game. There is a lot of writing in this game. And I'm sure it actually does tell a full story about how Evan Winters here gets back on track with his life. As it is, it does have decisions in the game, but ultimately it leads to the same place from what I've read about the small description and stuff like that about this game. It's interesting. It offers a really interesting perspective on a lot of things. It's not something that makes good TV though, but at the same time, it's an interesting thing to sort of showcase on the show all the same. But anyway, it's time to move on to game number 3. And before we get started, I'm going to just open a window because I'm hot as balls in here.
Give me 1 second, guys.